What's up, guys? Hybrid Mongoose here. In today's video, we are going to talk about RGB Modded CRT TV, and is it worth it? Just real quick before we start the video, I want to say I am back. Every Saturday will be a new video posted at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. If you're going to play retro games on real hardware, connecting that console to a CRT TV would give you a great authentic experience. That is exactly how us boomers would play the games back in the day. It was a Wednesday, just so you know. Whenever someone says back in the day, it was a Wednesday, just in case you didn't know. A large group of retro gamers I would call retro purists. They want that authentic experience just like they had when they were a kid. Give them a composite cable, a CRT TV, and a chair, and they are on cloud nine. That is literally all they need. If you go down the road that I did when it comes to retro gaming and you simply ask the question, what's the best these retro consoles can look, you'll quickly find out that RGB video output is the best. With RGB, the colors are more vibrant, the image is sharper, and it will give you the best picture possible. Believe it or not, a lot of retro consoles have RGB built in. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Dreamcast, they all have built-in RGB output. Consoles like the N64 and the original NES console both require modifications to have RGB output. If this is your first time hearing about RGB video output, you probably also never heard of a SCART cable. SCART is just another video cable that was standard in Europe, but not in America. SCART gives you that pure RGB signal from the console. This leads us to my RGB modded CRT TV. I am fortunate to not only have one, but actually two CRT modders that do these modifications that are local to me within like 1 hour. I don't even know how I got so lucky. So I actually purchased my Sharp 25L-S106 from David, which I will leave his website below if you want to get in contact with him. But I was able to just purchase it from him already modded and everything. It's a 25-inch CRT, which is actually kind of an uncommon size, but it fits perfectly in my space. I don't think I can go any smaller than 25 inch. So how the modification happens in simple terms is the RGB signal is basically hijacked so the TV can accept the pure RGB video connection. Not all CRTs can be modded, so keep that in mind when you are picking one up. If you did want to pick one up for a console modder to mod, you would definitely have to make sure with them first that that model is even moddable. So welcome to my game room. This is just a sneak peek just to show the actual CRT TV, the modded CRT TV. I will do a full game room tour in the future in another video. It might even be the next video. So new videos every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. But what you're going to see now is going to be basically a sneak peek because I'm not really showing the game room right now. I'm just showing off the TV. So anyway, looking at this setup, all of these consoles are hooked up with SCART. Then go to this SCART switcher right here, which is, this is an 8 in, 2 out SCART, or 3 out SCART switcher. Now the back of this CRT TV has B and C connectors right there, right? My SCART switcher has RGBS out. Now that's not the same as component. So it's like component, but add an extra cable for sync. So what I've done is I've taken basically a high quality component cable, removed the yellow from a composite cable, and used that as sync. And then here there are B and C connectors. Now the one big thing that I posted this TV after I purchased it for my buddy David. Link will be in the description below for his website if you want to ask him any more questions. But he's not going to do the mod like this anymore. He got a lot of flack on a Facebook page that we're on, and yeah, so instead of actually installing it to where the B and C connectors were inside the shell, you can see he just kind of made them all come out of this hole. Now I have no problem with this because everything is working and that's what I'm aiming for. But a lot of people didn't like the way it looks. I kind of figured, hey, it's in the back, I don't really care. So what you're seeing here is, instead of SCART, which is what I described before, my SCART switcher has that RGBS out. So I use that to then connect to this with BNC to RCA connectors. So if anything does happen and something pulls, it will just let go like that. Now, if you were going to use the traditional SCART, you would need something like this, which this is a SCART female end to BNC end with the RCA cables and all that at the other end. So, you know, this is what you would originally use. So if you went from SCART out on the back of this, which are 2 SCART outs and then 1 RGBS out, it would be going out, and you would then plug this. You'd use this adapter to then connect to the RGBS modded TV. Also, you probably noticed there's a toggle switch on the back of the modded CRT TV. That is to basically turn on RGB or not. So right now it's turned on, so RGB is turned on. But if you try to use like the regular composite jacks in the back, they will not work until you actually like flip that switch off. So it's a way to turn it off and on. Now this is a sneak preview, but why did I set that up with a SCART switcher? Well, it's so I can turn on a console like this, for an example, and it'll automatically switch as I turn them on. As you can see, they're switching as I'm turning them on. Turn them on, Super Nintendo, turn it on, N64, and it switches automatically each one. So this is why I set it up this way, so it automatically switch. And again, this is a sneak peek of the game room. I'll go in way more detail in another video. So as you saw, my CRT in the basement has BNC connectors, and that is a common way to mod a consumer grade TV, because PVMs, professional video monitors, which are basically were used in hospitals and actual TV production, those professional grade monitors that are CRTs use the same BNC connectors. So it's really common for them to use that. It is also possible to just install a SCART port instead of a BNC connector on an RGB modded CRT TV. In fact, Jefferson, the other modder that's in my area, his email will be down below if you want to reach out to him for any, you know, modding of your CRT TVs, or you have any questions or things like that. Great guy. He will definitely reach back out to you. But anyway, Jefferson has done just that. He's installed a SCART port instead of a BNC port right inside of the CRT TV. And when you do that, you don't need that toggle switch in the back to turn RGB off or on. When you plug it in, it automatically knows and it switches it. I actually think, in fact, I might be wrong, but I think SCART kind of like hijacks all of the connections. So if anything SCART is plugged into that port after you install it, it will work even on RF. So videos and pictures will never do RGB modded TVs the real justice. So this was posted on the CRT Collective. If you're really into CRTs and things like that, these people are more obsessed than I am and have collections of CRTs. But I posted the modded TV here after I received it and was testing it out and stuff. And as you can see here, look at the colors there. I mean, it's never going to do it justice in pictures, but you can kind of see there. This is a PlayStation 1, and this is a Street Fighter EX Alpha, I believe it is. But yeah, look at the colors. Look how amazing that looks. I mean, so vibrant, so sharp. And the two consoles all the consoles look good on the RGB modded CRT TV, but the ones that really stick out are PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and like the N64, because you have all those pixelated graphics, and a lot of times they can look terrible on an upscaler. So if you like connect an N64 without really doing any smoothing or anything, I mean, it looks pretty rough on a HD TV. So the scan lines and the RGB mod really stand out and really make the N64 look as best as they possibly can. And you can see colors here. Like, it's really hard to get the still pictures to show exactly correctly, but you can see here. And then this is the mod. This is the mod that basically, how he did the mod basically got him some flack. And like I said in the video in the basement, he's not going to do that mod anymore like this. He's going to install it like the correct way with the BNC connectors installed in there. Again, I have no problems with this. It works completely fine. So that it's no issue for me. And then that's the toggle switch that basically turns RGB off and on. So now I'm going to show you some uninterrupted footage of the N64, you know, playing, and it, you know, me trying to capture it as best I can with my camera. I mean, it's as everyone knows, the pictures and videos are not going to do it justice, but this is the best I can show you. So here's some footage of that.
Select your player.
So like I said, it's hard to see in the video, but I mean, the N64 looks so good on this RGB modded CRT TV. It was absolutely worth it, especially if you can work a deal with you know, someone local to you. And then, like I said, David, the modder that I got this TV from, his website will be below. Jefferson, also the other modder, his email will be below if you want to contact him and you know, maybe work out a deal. Jefferson has had people come from Ohio, from Indiana, you know, driving 4+ hours just to get his modded TVs. So, you know, either one of these guys will be a good resource, and I wanted to make sure, you know, put more awareness out there on like what this is and how it looks and everything. And I believe it's probably the best way you can experience these games with the best picture. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video below. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.